YouTube, and I'm here with my February book haul part 1. I tried to restrain myself this month from buying books. I didn't buy as many as last month. So the first book I've got to show you is this beautiful, and I don't know if you can see it, it says The Trouble with Goats and Sheep. It's a naked hardback and it's imprinted in to the book. I don't know if you can see that. It's a lovely blue colour. And it's by Joanna Cannon, and I had a brief look at this in Waterstones, really liked the look of it, so bought it, and now I can't remember what it's about, but I've just had a quick look. It's got lovely like sheepy fleecy kind of on the inside, but it actually says summer 1976. Now I remember summer 1976, again I'm showing my age, and it was absolutely bloody boiling. It was so hot. Just used to spend all summer holidays chasing ladybirds around because we seem to have a million ladybirds everywhere. What was that all about? But they were everywhere. And running around the sprinkler on the lawn. Yeah, and that's what I remember about 1976. Yeah, but it was really, really hot. I think it was also the year Elvis died. I remember my mother crying her eyes out. But this says, Mrs. Creasy is missing and the avenue is alive with whispers. As the summer shimmers on, endlessly on, 10-year-olds Grace and Tilly decide to take matters into their own hands. But as doors and mouths begin to open and the cul-de-sac starts giving up its secrets, the amateur detectives will have more than they could have imagined because of straying from the flock. Oh, sorry, beware of straying from the flock for fear you'll be left out in the cold. Now, I grew up in a cul-de-sac in 1976 and was one of those kids that you just used to get chucked out to go and play. So this would have been a great thing to do to solve a mystery as a kid. So this sounds really, really good. So I'm really looking forward to reading it. And it's just so pretty and such a lovely colour. So I shall let you know. The next hardback I've got is The Damage Done by James Oswald. James Oswald is a farmer. And in his spare time, I don't know how he manages to get spare time, he writes books. And this is number 6 in the Tony McLean series of books. And it's got a nice black cover and some silver writing on it. And I absolutely love this series of detective fiction. It's set in, Tony McLean's a detective inspector, I think, and he's based in Edinburgh. And he's actually quite a wealthy man. He's been left quite a lot of money by his family, but he just loves his job, and he's a little bit of a heartthrob of mine. He's not just because he's loaded, although that would help. He's just a bit of a heartthrob. He's just such a great guy, and I've kind of got a bit of a crush on him. But at the same time, let's talk about the book. And so his first outing was Natural Causes, and they can be quite grisly, some of the crimes he deals with, but they're absolutely great, quite police procedural. But there's always often an element of the supernatural with these books and stories as well. So yeah, I've read the first 4. I've got number 5 on my shelves, and then number 6 has come. I always sort of like to have one left to read, because if I read it number 5 and then there was no more, I'd feel a bit bereft, so I can read it now because number 6 is here. But I thoroughly recommend this series if you like a really good crime. They're beautifully written, absolutely fabulous. Edinburgh in itself is a character in the books, and I absolutely love it. As well, James Oswald also writes this, I think J.D. Oswald, and he writes the Sir Benfro dragon novels as well. So not only when he's not farming does he write detective novels, he also writes fantasy novels as well. I've got those books on my shelves, can't wait to read them too. But yeah, he's a great writer. Thoroughly recommend if you like a bit of crime. Another book I've got this month is Dumplin by Julie Murphy. I thought I'd finished my book buying this month, and then I just saw this, and I just feel like I know this lady. I know her. Yes, I know this one as well on the back. And it says, there's something about swimsuits. They make you think that you've got to earn the right to wear them. Really, the criteria is simple. Do you have a body? Put a swimsuit on. So this appeals to the feminist in me. It sounds like just, you know, a fabulous, feisty book. It's got beautiful red on the inside, and it's shiny, and it's got a pretty little princess thing on the inside. So I think it is about time that a real woman took centre stage rather than a Twiglet. So yeah, I'm very keen to find out what happens in it. I haven't read any more than that. I just saw that and I thought I gotta have it, and it's called Dumplin, so yeah. So I can't wait to read it and see what happens to this lady. The final hardback I bought is In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park. Heard quite a lot about this on BookTube, and I think it's her story of how she escaped North Korea. North Korea absolutely fascinates me. It's like I love things about cults and stuff like, and it is, you know, one of the great big cults of our time, North Korea. So I think this month I might do. I've got quite a few books on North Korea. Some like novels set in North Korea and some memoirs and some non-fiction books about it, so I think I might have a bit of a North Korea binge. But yeah, this is a beautiful book, lovely light blue inside and beautiful purple on the outside, so I'm keen to read this one. I think it's probably going to be quite harrowing in places. Again, you know, people who are living parallel lives to you, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. And then I bought a bit of YA and fantasy this month as well. I read Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell last month and absolutely loved it, so I'm going to have to read some more. So I've got Landline by Rainbow Rowell. I don't know much about it other than it seems to get great reviews on BookTube. I went into it blind. I just thought, oh yeah, another Rainbow Rowell. It's a pretty pink book. I'm going to read that one. And give it a go because I loved Fangirl so much, so got that one. Bit of a change of pace from some of my dark ones I've got. I bought Red Rising by Pierce Brown, and this is totally off a recommendation from Eleanor. I'll link her channel below. Eleanor Reads Books, I think it's called. She's just read the second and third one in the series and absolutely loved them. And she always has great recommendations for books, and she seems to like all the same sorts of things as me. She got great taste in books, and she said this is a brilliant book, so I've bought this one. So it's the first one in the trilogy. So yeah, and it just says the earth is dying, and it's all about Mars, I think. So I recently read The Martian, loved that one, so why not carry on with the theme? So I'm looking forward to this one. And I've heard so much about this one, The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. Again, this sounds like another great read. So everybody seems to be giving this great reviews on BookTube, and I trust BookTube implicitly. It is never wrong. So yeah, so it says, did you love the Hunger Games on the back, which I absolutely loved the Hunger Games, and it also says partial to an episode of Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones, so it sounds like just the kind of thing I'd like. And I think the next book, Invasion of the Tearling, is either out or out soon, so if I love it I can go on to the next one. And the final one in this haul is Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, and on my shelf I have The Red Queen, which is the first one in this series. I've not read it yet, but when I bought that I absolutely loved the sound of it, so when I saw this one was out I thought, well, let me just get this one. It also says you know, an electrifying new novel from the author of The Red Queen, clever blend of the Hunger Games, The Selection, Graceling and Divergent. So another one that's sort of got a, if you like the Hunger Games you'll like this. The cover is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. And it's shiny. The blood's shiny. Don't know if you can see the shiny on the blood. So yes, so I thought, well, once I start reading that, the first one, The Red Queen, if I'm absolutely loving it, then, you know, you've got to always find out what happens next. So I needed to get this one, so just in case I decided to pick The Red Queen up, I had somewhere to go afterwards. So that's part one of the books I bought in February. Let me know what you think, let me know what you've bought or what you're enjoying reading at the minute. I love it if anybody gives me any comments. I love hooking up with people and hearing what you think and making those connections. Give me a thumbs up if you like what I do, and even better, give us a subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!